recording.
Okay. Welcome everyone tonight. This is our HEAT team leadership call. I am Alexis Busselman and I am a national marketing director within the HEAT team organization. And I am really excited this evening to be welcoming our speaker tonight, Holly Morris. I'm going to go ahead and share just a little bit about Holly, but her and I actually met each other last year just before spring conference. She was working with the panel who was on stage, and so I got to learn from her, share my story with her, and really had just an opportunity to get to know her. And it was really, really wonderful experience. And I was so excited when she said yes to train for our team this evening. So Holly Morris is a presidential marketing director and 75 Club with the Juice Plus Company. She is a motivator, a difference maker, a hope educator, and a business builder. She has a love for empowering, coaching, and inspiring others to live an intentional life, pursue their passions and dreams, and be the best versions of themselves. Holly is married to the love of her life, Ryan, and together they've helped launch and still serve the Pure Hope Foundation, which exists to raise awareness and mobilize action against sex trafficking. She was the co-founder of EverFit, which is a faith-based wellness company. Holly has a master's degree in communication sciences and disorders, is a licensed speech language pathologist, and certified fitness trainer. She has served as an adjunct faculty at Abilene Christian University, and she has two teenage sons, Boston and Boone, who spend their time eating, competing, and completing her life. And so if there was a perfect moment for me to actually bump the keyboard, now would be the time. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you, Holly. Thank you for being with us this evening.
Thanks, Alexis. So it was really fun to meet Alexis and her brother. Actually, that was the first time we met, was Dallas Summit. And you and your brother were sharing your stories for the first time. And she was kind of new in the business and really, I think, first time to be on stage and up in front of everybody. And she just impressed me then and continues just to impress me as just such a great leader in this company and loving people well and leading people well. And so I'm excited to be on tonight. Just to encourage you guys, the gift that we have to offer, especially right now, it's kind of interesting where we're at, right? We're in uncharted waters. Everyone is, wherever you live, whatever life looks like for you. A few weeks ago, a month ago, it probably looks different, whether you are now working from home full time, if you weren't before, or maybe you're considered an essential personnel in the other job that you have outside of Juice Plus, and you're working even more. I don't know. It probably looks different though than it did a few weeks ago. And so we just need to realize, I think, as leaders, and I love that you guys do this call for leaders. I think it's so important to have a time to just connect and to really talk about, how do we lead well? What does that look like? And I think there's no better time for us to ask that than now, because it looks different probably. And I just think it's important for us to realize that life probably looks really different for our teammates now than it did a few weeks ago. So how do we help them, and how do we support them, and how do we love them well and encourage them with their businesses when it looks so different? So we're going to talk a little bit tonight about the place that we're in and the gift that we have, and how we can work our businesses intentionally and really support our downlines. But then I also want to introduce to you what for me is a new tool. I wish, if I'm in speaker mode, but in gallery mode, I would love to know, or maybe I want to go to the chat feature. I'm curious if any of you guys are using Project Broadcast. But it was kind of new and introduced to me by Rachel Brewer, and I am in love with it as a leader, especially. And so I'm just going to kind of share my screen and introduce that to you guys in a little bit. Okay, Lisa's about to get it. Awesome.
Holly, I just put you all on gallery view if you want to have any hands raised. And also, would you be open just for 2 minutes, 3 minutes to tell your story? Because there's a lot of people on here that know you, and I think you've got a great story. So I'm hoping you'd share that. If you're game for
product or business, or kind of both?
Kind of both, but definitely what's happened with you and Juice Plus, and a little bit about the business, and just whatever time you need to take, and then we'll shift. And I don't know that very many people are part of the project, so if you want to ask that and let them raise their hands, and then I'll put you back onto speaker view, that would be great.
Okay, yeah, I love seeing everybody's faces. And so it's so fun. Even since we've gotten going, I'm seeing more and more pop on here. Okay, so product business story. I was what I call a healthy sick person 15 years ago. I was trying to be healthy. I was pursuing health and wellness in my profession. I had become a personal trainer, group fitness instructor. I was teaching multiple fitness classes a day. I was probably in the best shape of my life physically, but I was a kiddo who was born with a compromised immune system. I had severe asthma and allergies, had them all my life, and my parents did the only thing they needed to do, which was medicate me. So I took multiple prescriptions, had breathing machines, rescue inhalers, all that kind of stuff was just a part of my life. And, became an adult and just continued that process, had my first child, and he was down that same path as well. So by the time he was 2, we were on antibiotics, we were on steroids, we were on breathing machines, we were doing the whole thing with him as well, because again, I didn't know what I didn't know. And just a lady that was a new friend, but I really liked her and respected her. Her name was Karen Kirkendall. She introduced me to Juice Plus just very casually in a conversation because I was saying, I'm so sorry, I'm stuffed up and sneezy, but I promise I'm not sick, I have allergies. And she was like, oh, what do you do for that? And it just began a conversation where she asked me what I did, and I told her I took medicine. And she just said, what about nutrition? Have you looked at that? And I'm like, oh, I'm healthy. And she's like, well, it just seems like maybe your body needs some extra support. And I was like, well, probably. And so that's kind of how it happened. Honestly, I was pretty skeptical, but when I looked at it and it was like, wow, it really is produce. I know I need more. It's backed by research. I understood great research. Let's try it. So I'm also very frugal. So when she told me that I could get Juice Plus at the best price if I became a distributor and maybe just shared it with a couple of people, I thought, well, our parents need to know about it. I want my family on it. So that just kind of made sense to me, but I didn't have business goals or any of that kind of stuff, right? Was what we would consider a family plan type user for probably about 7 or 8 years. And my upline, Kathy Crockett's my upline in MD, and they were just amazing at just loving me well. She loved me right where I was. She dripped on me. She would reach out and say, hey, did you know? Or if you did this, there's a little bit of bonus money on the table. And she would just kind of lovingly drip on me. And I didn't do anything fast. All those years, I was just, I didn't see the vision until I went to an event and met you guys. When I met the other reps out there and I saw who they were, and they were incredible people who could be doing anything with their lives. And a lot of them were, they were teachers and moms and doctors and coaches and lawyers and all these things. And oh, awesome, you're having Kathy on the second. She's amazing. I'm like, these people could be doing anything, and they are, and they're doing this. Why? Like, they get that this business has a lot of value to it. Why is that? So that's when I really became curious about the business. And I always say that the business for us has been play, provision, and passion. So initially it was play money. We didn't necessarily have to have it, but it allowed us to say yes to things that, we weren't able to say yes to initially. And then it became provision. You don't know what we don't know sometimes. And my husband had an incredible job, but all of a sudden it was gone. They shut down the company. There was no severance. There was no warning. Our last paycheck bounced, and it bought us time to not just have to take the next job. Like, we had time because we had income coming in to choose the next best thing for him. And we did that for a while. And then we got to a place where we had a really good income. We had benefits for our entire family, and the opportunity to join Michael and Catherine Lee and start up Pure Hope Foundation, which is a nonprofit and a ministry. The opportunity to leave corporate America and wake up every day and just pursue something we're crazy passionate about arose. And because of our faith in this franchise, we were able to say yes. So that's what we do now. So that's kind of my product and business story in a nutshell. And if you guys have other questions about it, I'd love to answer them. But it's just a gift, that we don't know if people are interested in any component of it. But now more than ever, I think people are open. And they're open for a lot of reasons. One is really people understand the value of their health right now and building up and balancing out their immune systems. And we have a simple solution. So don't hold back, because you don't know who is scared to death right now. You don't know who is struggling. We don't know those things. And oftentimes when I look back at my business now, so many of the people who are rocking their businesses and who are so dear and who are so passionate about sharing with others are the people that I wouldn't put my money on. They're the ones that I probably thought, they're probably not really that interested because of X, Y, Z, and I made up some excuse for them. But I'm so glad that at some point I shared. And the other thing is residual income. I think we don't realize the power of that until situations like this happen. And a lot of people don't have their income right now, or they're nervous that they're going to lose their income. And so again, we just have hope to offer. It's just a possible solution. Multiple streams of income. People get the value of that right now. And, while we are having to social distance or quarantine ourselves, we don't have to socially isolate. And that's another thing, is people are so hungry for community right now. They're alone, they're scared, they're lonely, and we can invite them into our spaces and our places online and this community, this culture that we have. And so for all those reasons, I want you to be courageous. I want you to be intentional about reaching out, growing your business frontline, whatever level you are. However, I know you guys are all leadership, but don't stop there. Always grow frontline, and then also support your team and encouraging them to do the same. Okay. And so be creative. Really, so many people are just now starting to get on Zoom. Well, we've been using it for a long time. So we're kind of the professionals out there when it comes to utilizing Zoom. And so to be able to help people, to be a resource to them on how you can use Zoom. Oh, you're starting to use that with your kid. You're nervous about it. Hey, you know what? Let me invite you on to this event I'm having. It's going to be fun. You'll learn a little bit more about the culture of the community I'm a part of. I'm dying to share that with you anyway, but it'll be a great opportunity too for you just to get really comfortable with Zoom, because your kid's going to be using it for school this week. And, just things like that. Like it can come up so naturally in conversation. And then events. You guys, just because we can't do events in our home doesn't mean we can't do events. Because again, people are looking for something to do. They're looking for something to distract them. They're looking for something to bring them some hope, to bring them some community, to bring them some connection. And the fact that we can do that and offer an amazing product, an amazing business opportunity, an amazing community, like really, can you think of someone who doesn't need one of those three things? And then are you planning that for your team? Are you creating events that they can just plug into? They don't have to create it. They don't have to think about it. They can just jump right into it. So as leaders, I want to encourage you to do that, okay? Okay, I want to hop into Project Broadcast because I want to open up Q&A with regard to Project Broadcast. So I want to say that, first of all, I'm not going to dive into the mechanics of it, okay? So like the how-tos of, well, this is how to import your contacts and this is how to whatever. I want to give you just kind of a broad, this is how I'm using it as a leader, in case it might interest you. So I heard about it from Rachel Brewer. I actually saw on her social media, her Instagram, some things she was doing. And I was like, hey, tell me more about this thing I'm seeing. I'm really, really curious to know more. So I have to give her credit because she was the first one to introduce it to me. And since then, I've dove in, what's the word? I don't even know. Jumped in full force because I love it. I know you guys think I talk crazy because I have this crazy Texas accent. I know, but bear with me, okay? Basically what I love about it is simplifying things for me, and it's saving me a ton of time for $15 a month. So there is a fee to it. I did the $10 per month, which gives me 500 credits, which means basically a credit is a message out, an outgoing message is a credit. And then it also allows me to go back and forth. I added the $5 chat feature where I can go back and forth. So it's actually a phone number. It's not, how sometimes you'll get a text message from like a 5-digit number and you're like, what's that? Like it just seems fishy and spammy. So it's actually a phone number, and they encourage you to pick a phone number that's your area code. Okay, so I had an Austin phone number, and so mine has an Austin area code just so it's consistent with my phone number. So you get to pick your number. So it's actually a phone number, and it's very mobile friendly. So you can do it from your cell phone or from your desktop. Obviously, I'm going to share my screen in a minute. It'll be from the desktop version, but it's very mobile friendly. And basically, you create messages that you can mass text out to your team, your customers, even groups of your team. So if you want to send it out just to everybody who is a QSE, or to everybody who is a sales coordinator or above. Or you want to send a message out to all your customers who don't have Complete yet, because you're going to send them a message about Complete and how awesome it is, and if they would like a free sample, if you want to mail them one. So you can customize any group and category of group, and it's very easy and simple to import all of your contacts from your virtual office. So all your team, all your customers, it's just a few steps. It literally took me 15 minutes maybe to import everything, and then tag it by different tags and categories that I wanted to group them in. And then I can send one message out, but it looks very personalized. So let's say I just send a message out, and ding, 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 Alexis gets it, and it says, "Hey Alexis, Holly here. Hope you had a great day today. I just want to remind you about our team call tonight. Here's the Zoom ID number." And at the exact same time, Nikki got it. "Hey Nikki, Holly here." So it seems really personal and one-on-one, and they can respond back to me at that same number, and we can go back and forth if we want, okay? So I love that about it. The other thing that you can do with it is you can create bundles, so that, let's say I'm at the grocery store and I start talking to Chris, he's looking at the produce, and I'm like, it's hard to know about this produce, or so little of it's available. It makes me nervous right now that I'm not gonna be able to get what I need, and I wanna know where it's grown from. And I've got a tower garden, so I'm so excited. I'm fixing to start growing my own organic stuff in my house. And he's like, "Really? Well, that's interesting. How are you doing that? You know what? I would love to send you information. Can I just text you my phone number? And if you'll just reply back, garden, it's going to send you a series of 5 text messages that are just going to be right to the point. They're going to introduce you to this cool tower garden concept, what it is, how I'm growing it for my home, and then we can go back and forth if you have questions." And so it's automatic. And so about every 5 minutes, he's going to get a text. So that's kind of what I want to show you. So I'm going to share my screen here. Okay, and like I said, this obviously is the bundle from the computer versus the cell phone, but it's very user-friendly. So here's some of the campaigns I'm running right now. So as a leader, one of the things I'm excited about doing that I've never done is I've got an anniversary campaign. So every time, you know how in our virtual office, when you import, you can actually import the day they signed up to become a rep. And so now it's going to send them a message. Let me pull this one up. I gotta move you guys over. I'm gonna put it on the middle. It's gonna send them an anniversary message. And this one says, you can customize it. Sorry, I keep having to move y'all around. You may have to move yourself around. So this one would have this little image that says "Happy Anniversary," and it would say, "Chris, do you know what today is? It's the anniversary of your Juice Plus franchise. Congratulations. I'm so thankful to be partnered with you in this journey to inspire healthy living around the world. Don't forget to renew your application online by simply logging into your virtual office. Cheers to many more. Love, Holly." Short, sweet, to the point. And yet, if you're a rep who's kind of hanging out there, you're not really connected to me, you're not really plugged into our Facebook page, you're not really plugged into our Voxer chat, to get that kind of personal message and that reminder to renew, I think is pretty awesome. So that's the anniversary campaign I'm doing. I'm also doing that for birthdays, just for my open on birthdays, because birthdays is not on our virtual office, so you do have to kind of collect those. Be your own boss. This is the campaign that if I was meeting you and you were interested in the business, then I would say, you know what, if you'll text BYOB, be your own boss, to this number, it's going to send you a series of messages. And I'll show you what some of these are. I've got customer care going out every other Monday. All my customers get a message from me. It's short, it's sweet. It's something like one of them is, "Hey, Nikki, did you know that you are taking the most thoroughly researched nutritional product in the world? If you don't believe me, ask Siri. Great job." That's it, right? It's just building their belief. It has an image or a video or something. It's short, it's sweet, but yet it's building their belief to be a raving fan. I've got an automated message now for when I go through my declines every week, decline credit cards, I can shoot them a message, say, "Hey, I bet you got a new credit card. Let's get that information updated on your portal," or give me a call or customer care call. New partners coming in, new customers. You can set them up for whatever you want. I want to show you this one. So it's the short version. Here we go. Short info on Juice Plus. So let's say this is the one I was talking about that I just met Chris at the grocery store. he's interested in learning more about Juice Plus. So every 6 minutes, he's going to get a text message. And so the first one would say, and you can customize these and we can share these. So what's cool is you don't have to totally recreate the wheel. You can share a bundle and then go in and make it your own, but not have to reinvent the whole thing. So this one says, you know, I'm so glad you're interested in learning more about Juice Plus. This short 4-minute video is one of my favorite overviews. Tell me what stood out to you. And it's got the short overview video and an image that says Juice Plus is unique. It's got 3 things, bam, 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 okay? 6 minutes later, you're gonna get the second message. And the second message is gonna say, I'm trying to make this bigger where y'all can see it. It's got the clinical research image. I love the simplicity of Juice Plus. It's just fruits and veggies. It's been grown pesticide, herbicide free, grown by small family farms, picked, fine, ripened, dehydrated at super low raw temperature, encapsulated and put into gummy form. The best part is the scientific research that backs up the simplicity. Check out this flip book that lays out all of our research. And it's that beautiful flip book that we have out now that's brand new. And then the third message, 6 minutes later, would say, you may have noticed on the video about our Healthy Starts for Families. This is a study that's been going on for 2 decades. When an adult orders a set of Juice Plus, the 2 blends or the 3 blends, a child has the opportunity to eat their fruits and veggie chewables as a gift and part of our ongoing study. These are the results that we've seen in families on the study. And it's got the image with the research results. And then the fourth and final message that they would get 6 minutes after that one, and you can set up the time however you want, would say, so how much does it cost? That's probably your question. For such amazing results, this has to cost an arm and a leg. Nope, that's the best part. For less than what you pay to walk into a gourmet coffee shop, you can flood your body with over 30 fruits and veggies daily. You are worth it. Your family's worth it. You'll be so grateful you said yes. No, our capsules and chewables come in a 4-month supply. Why? Because our red blood cells regenerate every 120 days. So cool, right? We want to allow the fruits and veggie powders the opportunity to really begin the healing. And then Juice Plus is affordable, that image there. And I may change the verbiage up on that one a little bit. Again, you can make these your own. And then I actually have one more, a 5th one that just says, do you have any questions or anything, any additional information before we get your order placed? I can't wait to get you started. So isn't that cool that like that's automated? It's sending that for me, and then I can just start going back and forth with them. And so we have that on the business, we have that on Tower Garden, Love It on customers. So those are different campaigns you can share. And like I said, you don't have to recreate them. You can share together all your contacts imported here. The contacts are tagged with different things. So I have my NMDs in here and their reps. So I have each one of them labeled in case I wanted to send a message just to my open or to my NMDs, if you guys have that. Also has their position that they're in. If they're a customer, it'll tell me what products they're on. Anyway, like I said, I'm not going to go into all the how-tos, but you can literally go back and forth. So then you have a record of all your messages back and forth with all your customers, all your prospects, all that kind of stuff. And so that's also a nice way. And it just shows up on my phone like a text message would. Okay, so I know that was kind of a lot, but I'm really excited about it because it's just making my job as a leader so much more streamlined. It's making me a lot more efficient and effective because I'm getting message out fast. And I think this is the biggest takeaway I had when I sent my first mass message out to my team. And that is that I think that for the people that are really engaged, they're plugged into our team Facebook page, they're plugged into our Voxer chat. So they're getting most of the messages, but you know, it's kind of that, you know, 1 to 3% of my team who really is plugged in that way, right? Those top leaders, those people who are really rocking and rolling and growing. And the majority of our teams are made up of those people who are doing a little bit. And yet we want to love them well. We want to keep them connected. The further they get away from the fire, the colder they get, and the more likely they could be one day to be like, I don't know if I really need the product anymore. I really need to be a part of the company anymore. And so if we can keep them kind of close to the fire, they stay warm, they stay happy, they stay connected, they stay hopeful, they stay grateful. And so when I sent my first message out, I sent it out to over 500 people. And it was just a very simple, hey, it's Holly. This is a new interactive platform I'm trying with my customers and team. If it's okay with you, I'm just going to send a text message, maybe once a week or so. I promise I won't bombard you. You can reply back to me. It was just a very nice little introduction message. And I stopped counting replies at 75. So I was so excited. And of those 75 replies, the majority of them were team who were completely disengaged. And some of them, I had no idea who they were. I had to look up, who is this person? I don't even know, like whose team are they on? Where are they at? And they just were so excited. They were so thankful. They were like, I don't get on Voxer. It was too much for me. I'm not really on Facebook that much, or I don't forget to check the team page. So this is a perfect way. And yes, I would love to plug in, to that call if I can, because I've just shared with them a little bit. And so it was just, I think it's a great way to get an ear with people that were missing on Facebook and Voxer. And again, the customer care, I think it's going to take my customer care up like crazy higher than it had been. And I want to keep those customers happy, right? So, okay, I'm going to pause. And I want to say this too, that Project Broadcast has great customer support, and they have a boot camp training in the unit section of their Facebook page. So once you sign up, and you can sign up with another user. So it doesn't have to be me. I mean, obviously I'm happy to give you my code, but if you know other people on it, if you get someone's code, then you get like 400 to 500 extra credits to start with, and they get a few. So that's kind of gives you a little extra boost to get started. And then, like I said, you can share bundles. I'm loving it. So I'll pause. Do you guys have questions? I haven't checked the chat here.
I was just going to read one of those from the chat. It was, do you create, are there campaigns already created for Juice Plus? Or do we have leaders that have already created some campaigns that you're utilizing?
Yes. So there are a group of about, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 NMDs that I know of who are using it now. And we've all been creating these bundles and sharing them with each other. So there's a great group of bundles to get started with. And then, but like I said, you can download them literally within seconds, and then you personalize it. So you can make your message say, from Alexis, and from, you would want to go in and personalize them. And make it your voice, so it sounds like you when they're getting a text message from you. But yes, there are some bundles out there.
Hey, Holly, so super training. So quick question, did I understand you clearly saying every 6 minutes you were sending, it was automatically sending a message every 6 minutes? Did I understand that clearly?
So you can choose that, Beverly. It's a great question. So you can choose the timing. And so for that one, where it's just information about Juice Plus, you're a prospect, you're open to more information. And so I'm like, I'm going to send you 5 messages. You're going to get them about every 6 minutes. If you can check them now, great. If not, they'll be waiting for you. And so we just did that because 6 minutes, gave them enough time to go through the flip book if they were checking it right then. But if you wanted to make that once a day, you can choose the delay that you want for those messages.
So
or
out of curiosity,
all go bam, bam, bam.
So out of curiosity, was that effective? Because that seems like a lot in a short period of time. But what made you guys decide that was working?
Well, we're experimenting, right? Because I've only been using it about a month. So we definitely, it could be something that I go in and go, I'm going to change that to 10 minutes or 15 minutes. But basically, when we open the message and then watch the video, it was like, oh yeah, then you're ready for the next message. Or I opened the message and I went through the flip book. Okay, that took me less than 6 minutes. Now I'm ready for the next message. So if they were literally sitting there waiting on the information, it wasn't so delayed that they weren't like, all right, I want the information. I said I'm interested. But it wasn't, it didn't seem too fast, but it could be, we could slow it down too. Yeah.
So Holly, I have a question, and that is, I know that, so is there already a group on Facebook? Where is the group of people that already have the bundles that we could tap into? How would we find that out, and how accessible is it to get to those bundles?
So the Facebook group is for all Project Broadcast users, and so that is not Juice Plus specific. That's going to be, there's people from, Young Living and other companies in there too, right? So the bundles, you would just want to connect with some NMDs who are using it too. So I mean, I can just tell you some of those names. I'm happy to share any bundles I have. Rachel Brewer, Jill Herman, Tammy Lamison, we're all using it pretty actively. And we've all shared each other's bundles. So basically, like if I give you my bundles, then they're not going to be all bundles I created. Rachel Brewer created some of them, you know what I mean? So they all can go together. And then, you know, if you guys create ones, you know, Nikki could be like, hey, Holly, I created a new bundle. Do you want me to share it with you? And that's who we are. We're one team, one mission, you know?
Yes. Perfect.
So yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
Absolutely. Any others? What about other questions, Alexis? Have you gone through these? I haven't looked at them.
No, I haven't really seen. Does anybody else have any other questions?
Yeah, I do. How can you just briefly say, I missed how you uploaded information? Where did it come from? And I heard you say it was quick.
Yes. So when you sign up for Project Broadcast, they'll give you access to the Facebook page for Project Broadcast. And in the unit section, there's a boot camp. And so what I did is I just picked like 3 training sessions a day. It took me 3 or 4 days to get through them. And I just took notes in a notebook, you know, and learned how to import my contacts from our virtual office, because they'll just tell you how to basically, you know, save your customers or save all your representatives or whatever you want to do into an Excel file, and then how to import that into Broadcast. So if you just watch that boot camp, they'll walk you through all the things, how to tag, what's the difference between a tag and a dynamic. So a dynamic field would be like when you want to insert first name or insert whatever. And so it'll walk you through all of that. And so I definitely encourage everybody to, if you're going to do it, you know, make some space to go through the boot camp. And it's free. I mean, it's just part of it on their Facebook page in the units.
So then if you're meeting somebody in the grocery store and they you're just having them text that number with the information to add them into it? Okay. And
so what I did is I saved that number as a contact in my phone, right? So if I were to share my cell phone with you, I did the same thing with my Project Broadcast number. And so I'd be like, hey, Denise, if you'll give me your number real quick, I'll share my contact with you. And then when you get my contact, if you'll just text the word info, then it'll send you, you know, some great messages about Juice Plus. You know, what is it? What's it going to do for me? Why is it different than everything else, and how much it's going to cost? And then we can go from there with what questions you have. Or same thing about the business. Denise, you're interested in the business? Awesome. Text BYOB, that stands for Be Your Own Boss, you know, to my number, and it's going to send you a series of messages about our company, who we are, how our business works, our virtual franchise, and then we can go from there with questions.
Cool. That's so simple.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Anything else? Is there any cost to the receiver? I mean, no, it's texting. So most people have unlimited text these days, but if they, you know, if their carrier charges them for texting, then, you know, we have found that it works pretty well through most carriers as far as iPhones, Androids, things like that. So it seems pretty translatable. There are some, and again, you'll learn this stuff in the boot camp. There's nuances, but if do the boot camp if you're going to do it, because like if you have a text that's over 80 characters and someone has an Android, it'll split the message up into smaller components, and they can get it out of order unless you attach an image. If you attach an image, it changes it somehow to a different, I don't know the words, like SMS or I don't know, I'm not literate in that kind of stuff, but I guess it changes whatever kind of text it is, and so it'll keep all the words together and they won't get mixed up. But it'll teach you that kind of stuff in the boot camp. All right, anything else? I assume it's only a number for texting. Yes. Does it create confusion for people likely to look for your number online? I mean, they can still reach out to me on my number. Do you know what I mean? Like if they have my cell phone, they would still have that. So it's not like you don't have that ability anymore. And even because it does use credits, and like last month I was sending a lot out, just touching base and doing a welcome message to everybody. I got back and forth in this conversation with one of my good friend reps. And so I was like, girl, this is using my credits. Let's go over to my regular cell phone number. You know what I mean? But she's a good friend and you know, so yeah, you can still do that.
someone
Can you
else
compare
had
to-
posted about Teamsy, and are you still using Teamsy to follow up on all these people?
Yeah, so I was just looking at that. So I personally never used Teamsy very long. I think it's great. A lot of people use it, so I'm not against it. I just have other systems that worked well for me, and I didn't want to have to pay, costs on that. But absolutely, I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't. This is just a texting feature, right? Communicating, but the Teamsy is going to keep you organized, and who are you communicating with, and new reach outs, and follow-ups and all that kind of stuff. So absolutely, I think they could go hand in hand really well. Is there a limit on the number of phone numbers or messages? I can't remember. I don't think so. I know Kurt Beavers is using it, and I think he sends them out to like however many bazillion leaders in NMDs he has. So it's a big number if there is. I think everybody would be okay.
Okay, I'm gonna jump back in. Thank you, Holly.
Yes.
Screaming back on my end, guys. Sorry. We are a little bit over on our time, but we do appreciate everything you did as far as working with us. Nikki, can I turn it over to you?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Why?
Really quick, big thank you, Holly. And if all of you would like to unmute yourself, except for you, Alexis.
Thank you, Holly.
Thanks, Holly.
Thank you.
Woo!
Thank you very much.
Very informative. I appreciate it.
Night, everybody.
Good job, Alexis.
Thanks for putting this together. Woo!
Yeah.